1, everyone can say hello.
Hello.
Hello, Bakar.
Truly, the Curse of Strahd. Welcome, everyone, to the Curse of Strahd. Episode 15, I believe it is, actually, which is kind of wild. I am the humble GM, Whiskey. I am joined today not by the lovely Hydro. Hydro has some personal matters to deal with. We send them all our love, and I promise Bakar will not die too much. Actually, when the last time this happened, Bakar got taken or targeted real quick, didn't they, at the beginning of battle? So that's fun. But we are also joined by Omega Jones, playing Yegos, our wonderful swarm keeper, who has been. We'll go on to what happened last session in a second, actually, but they impressed me as a DM, and yeah, we'll continue that afterwards. We're also joined by the lovely Naomi Rosewaterfish, playing Davy, who's always a treat and a nightmare at the same time. Then we have Turquoise Magpie playing Lint, our Order of Scribes wizard, who came up with a wonderful strat to take
Slightly
out,
illegal.
slightly illegal, but
Slightly
hey,
illegal.
hey, chat, did you know you can make mistakes in D&D and it's fine because it's a game? Anyway, so we're going to come on to what happens after that in a minute, and then we are finally joined by Gus. Gus Martin is also joined by their partner in crime, somewhere off camera, judging more than likely with whatever's going on here. They are playing Rain, the incredible swashbuckler warlock, and we had a lot of shit happen in the last session. Let me go through a little tiny bit of it, because the gang was in the shop of Henrik. Henrik, who is the person who creates coffins for the unfortunate people who pass in VALLAKI. It's a horrendous business to be part of, but someone's got to do it. After a bit of interrogation, they were assaulted by vampire spawns, who were basically hiding here for something to happen. It could have been that they were there to actually take out Henrik, so that there's no people that were involved with this whole scenario. But then after dealing with them in a really good way, it was kind of tight for some of you, because a lot of you've actually lost some hit points. And I like that, because it makes me happy that you're nervous sometimes. Don't judge me, Omega, okay? I have my things. But after that, it was Lint quickly, with a quick, how can I say it, investigation, that they discovered that there were multiple boxes actually that were empty, which were containing vampire spawns. They went to the church at the ringing of the bell, as they were met with a woman, a gorgeous woman in a white dress with gold accessories. You heard the name Ludmilla. And what she thought was going to be an encounter that she probably could have handled quickly, and I mean fucking quickly, turned around as Yegos just went in at them. They tried to make a quick escape by Missy stepping on top of the roof of the church, with Lint's quick mind thinking, casting a I'm just going to say transmuted fireball, because that's just a better way to do it for me, at least, because I play sorcerer. And the last thing that Yegos saw as they were climbing up top was Ludmilla face down. We are, in this moment, out of combat. We are establishing that it would have taken a couple of rounds for the vampire spawns to actually be taken out. But that's not a big problem, because Isaac was there as well, and he'd be a hefty boy when it comes to swinging that battle axe. So let's go from the vision of Yegos as they get to the top of the roof first, if that's okay with everyone here. Because Yegos, the moment you get to the top, the first thing you see, and you've actually seen this up close in the coffin maker shop. Oh, by the way, Henrik's completely dead. The coffin maker has been taken out. His head was basically exploded by Isaac's demonic arm as a way of paying for his actions. It seemed like Yegos was showing off, not showing off, showing a reserved aggression towards Henrik. However, Isaac does not have that reserve. He cannot afford that reserve. So, as you get to the top, you see very similar to the vampire spawns that you fought in the coffin maker shop, where they were turning to ash as they got destroyed. Ludmilla is doing the same thing, but it seems like her body is slowly turning to mist as it starts to float up in the air. Let me just double check a couple of things. As you see that mist going off, Yegos, is there anything you want to do while you're at the top? I believe you got there with an action spare, I think. I could be wrong.
I only climbed. Yeah, I didn't actually do anything.
Okay.
Excuse me, but I don't think I would do anything. I don't think he has seen this before.
Yeah, I was going to say that's something you haven't seen.
And I think he's just like confused, but like, because he also didn't see, because it was psychic, he didn't actually see anything happen.
Very true.
So he just kind of like, I think why are they turning into fog?
As Diego says that at the top of the roof, you all hear that. I'm going to say in this moment, Isaac is taking care of the vampire spawn. I'll say as well, because I like Bakor having something like, you know, they are also going to be helping out with taking out the vampire spawn with like a bunch of cleric stuff, you know, because clerics are really good in this campaign.
Also, I think Rain is inside the church because they were the one who delivered the bones.
Yes, we are going to come on to that, actually. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, because you weren't there. Where you goes? Okay, I do need to catch you up a little bit then. So, as long as you know that you are in the church, I will explain a bit more when it comes to you in a second. But let's finish this bit off first. Also, sorry, Jaegers, you also notice that on the roof of the church, there is fire starting to take over. So, just something to bear in mind, everyone there. Okay, Davey.
Having heard Diego say that, could Davey try and join them on the roof?
Yeah, it takes half movement to get there. It's 20 feet up, if I can remember rightly. That's why Jaegers was able to get to the top.
Because I have 40 feet of movement right now. Yeah.
So you can use your dash action to get there. Yeah. Okay. So you join them on the roof. And you just see Ludmilla's like, at the moment you're there, you see like she's face down, so her front is like still on the floor while the back is just almost just dissolving in the air in front of you.
She's returning to the mists.
What?
It looks like she's turning into mist.
Why?
Mm-hmm. Is she leaving anything behind?
I don't know.
You can make a quick perception check for free, both of you. Totally fine. As you say that, Lint, you are at the... Weirdly enough, Lint, you cast this fireball, right? Well, ball of energy. Energy ball.
A migraine ball.
Migraine ball.
Yeah, headache ball. You don't know if anything's happened. You see your friends get to the top. You cast it, hoping that something worked. So, what are you doing in this moment?
He's mortified temporarily at what he's just done, because he felt that energy ripple through him, and just the silence that has like continued on afterwards of everyone just like slowly approaching where she was.
Yeah.
He just freezes and immediately thinks, I can't do that again. Need to think of better way around that next time. And he just looks straight ahead at the church and goes into the church to see where Rain is.
That's fine. You scooch past the vampire spawn using disengage as your action. We're not doing it round by round, guys, because that's real slow. But that's how you get through. We'll come on to what you see and what Rain sees in a second. Is there anything else that we want to summarize? Because as you two talk at the top of the roof, Ludmilla's form completely starts to float.
His jewelry, clothing, everything is also gone.
Yeah, please make a perception check, though. I know I think you're
21.
21.
20.
So, with those checks, you notice that everything in her possession has gone with.
And Davy's attention sort of goes to the fire. How big is the fire? Is it like
It's
campfire size?
no, it's bigger than a campfire, definitely.
Mm.
So it might be a case of you two can focus on this fire to try and control it, because even though right now it hasn't caused incredible damage, leaving it for like a couple more rounds is going to start putting people's lives in danger underneath. The idea of Lint running in and then the roof just goes on top is so funny. So yeah, you two, it's up to you if you want to do anything at the top. Yegos, if you want to do anything else apart from the fire, it's up to you. You two, whatever you want to do. Role play with each other.
They're out of most everything, so they're gonna like take out their water skin and stuff. And Druidcraft allows them to snuff out campfires as well, but that's bigger, so they'll just like try their best to control it.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
This is slightly. Yeah.
You are so stressed, Omega. You came in with a squawk at the beginning, and
listen, I'm sorry. As the fires are kind of there, you kind of see them just staring. And then you see Priet almost like go at attention on his shoulder and start like barking orders in a way. And suddenly you just see like swarm of rats go over and try to start like eating at the POW, but also like kind of dying in the process. They'll come back.
What a vital funeral for them.
It's very much, it's kind of a kamikaze type of.
Very much.
Let's get it. Let's snuff it with our bodies. And you swear you hear one simple rat in the back that's going. You don't. But yep. And he just. But like you swear, like as more are coming out of his mantle, it's still getting bigger and bigger as like they're just coming out of nowhere.
When Davy
They're being replaced. It's fine.
I love it.
When Davy sees that, they get a little bit excited and they put their hands directly into the fire as they use their druidcraft to make the fire go out.
Do you want to take damage or not for that?
Yes.
My God.
Yes, I do.
I want to join my rat friends.
Wanna go.
Is there a set damage amount just for fire in D&D? I don't know what it
I
is.
don't actually know.
I know there's
Didn't
one
you
for
just
lava.
say like a minute ago how little hit points you had now?
I know that's wild. That's why I'm like, do you want
It's
to? Do?
Davy.
So for this round at least, you take 2 points of fire damage.
Okay.
If you want to continue doing that, then obviously we'll figure it out. But it's up to you. We can say that you are slowly making areas being consumed with what druidcraft, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, touching it is not the ideal thing. But if you want to continue doing that, then absolutely. So in this, yeah, guys. I think even though you're watching your rats, I think you have to have seen Davey do that. Like just literally put their hand into flames in front of you.
Wait, what? Sorry.
Yeah.
My mind just blanked so hard.
No, you're okay. So while your rats are consuming the fire in a sense, you see, and you are good with insight as well. Sorry, perception. You do see Davy put her pronouns are she, her, right?
She, they.
She, they. Thank you. Put their hands in the fire, the fire is slowly dying where they are, but they are definitely taking damage from that moment too.
You might want to bring your hands out of there. It is not safe.
But it feels so strange.
Because it is burning your skin. That okay. Well, it is working, and I do not have a means of assisting your ailments if you get too hurt. So, I guess make a decision that works for you.
Davy will keep their hand in the fire, but continue to try to put them out slowly.
Just for fairness, I'll give you one more damage die, but then we're gonna say that I don't think. I know Davy is trying to connect with the nature of life right now in their own personal experience. However, I think there's a little bit of reserves on inciting yourself. So yeah, I'll give you one more d6 damage dice, and then we'll call it there. It is a 5. What's your HP?
Their temporary hit points are now gone.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was wondering why you were doing it, but yeah, temp HP. There you go. There you go. Okay, so as you two take care of the fire, it will take a few minutes for you two. So that is the thing that you two are going to be focusing on right now, as Ludmilla has mystified and kind of exactly what Davey is saying is starting to join the mists surrounding VALLAKI. Lynch, you burst in through the doors as you see Rain is still in the middle of this church. Rain, what you saw, I don't know if you watched the VOD or anything, Goss. Did you watch the VOD? You can say no. I will not be offended.
No time.
How dare you? I can't believe it. That inspiration has been taken away now, all right? Nah. So basically, Rain's mission in this fight against Ludmilla was get the fuck in and present the bone to Father Lucian, which you did immediately. Like really, you played so well when you weren't there.
But I'm not there.
But no, Rain just went straight through. You handed the bone over to Lucian as they went into a trapdoor, similar to where Yegos took you to their living quarters, and then just went. So what you see around you, Rain, is what was the amount? Was it how I wrote down how many people were in there? I believe it was like 6.
It was 6
yeah?
plus oh girl.
Yes. So you right now are kind of seeing people in a slight panic because they were mid talk. I can't remember the commune with Father Lucian, and then all of a sudden you ran in, you passed something over in a bag to Father Lucian. Everyone's looking around going, what's going on? People are starting to panic, and they're already in a state of like anxiety anyway, because that's why they're here. They come to this place because they think it's going to help them feel better about this fucked up scenario in this world. And then you interrupted it. Is there anything you do in that moment just before Lynn actually comes in?
Everybody, don't worry. It's a corpse. We're fine.
What's happened? A corpse? What do you
Don't
mean?
worry, it's just bones.
Bones? Why? Whose bones? Mummy? What are bones? Whose bones? What do you mean?
Rain's gonna look at Father Lucian.
Father Lucian has like gone. He's literally woof, woof, and gone down a trapdoor. He's not there anymore where you are.
Because he has the bones now.
Yeah, he's already gone. He's on his mission. So you look at Father Lucian, like where he is, and he's gone. You're just surrounded by these commoners.
It's just like, shh.
Did they just say shit? What shit mean? Oh, I'm so confused.
Oh, okay, this would be a great time for Lint to come in. Hey, Lint!
Yeah, Lynn's just walking in as she's saying,
If we're talking about rounds, you got 6 seconds of awkward silence before Lynn actually arrives, because their like fireball and stuff happened a little bit before this. So 6 seconds of awkward silence for you. Lynn will come through
I'll
the.
roll for psychic damage.
Sure.
Yeah, you just hear like something go oof, like on the roof a few seconds ago, and then you just see Lint coming and
That's
looking really
true.
shaken.
That's true. Rain, I will say though, because you are a charisma-based character, I'd feel like I'm taking away from your character if I don't give you like a persuasion check anyway. So please roll persuasion just to see if, even though you came in kind of like panicked, you might still be able to get a little bit from them.
23.
Okay. So the moment Lint comes in, you see the parent of this child who has just been like, I think the word shit has distracted them from whatever's happening else. And they're like, you see them kind of persuaded from your cursing to make sure their kid understands cursing's a bad thing, dear. And they sort of walk away. They calm down. And everyone else is kind of
consecrated grounds. How dare you?
not consecrated right now, actually.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Rain's gonna be like,
weirdly
well,
enough.
technically.
Technically.
In the process of consecration.
Yes.
Hey, I'm real fucking sorry that I'm cursing in a sacred space right now, but I just saved your ass, so.
You see other people just looking, going, oh, okay, whatever you say. Person with a.
I'm your god now.
That's, I think, the perfect time when Lint would start saying scheiße as it comes through.
Yeah.
And he immediately like heads up towards Rain and just says, "We need water. We need water right now. We need water. There is a small thing on the roof that needs to be taken care of because we're very low on stuff." Right now.
Rain's gonna be like, where's Davy?
On the roof.
Fuck. We'll just run out together and try to get to the roof then.
Yeah, okay. We'll say that 12 seconds later, you both get onto the roof. Rain, you can move a little bit quicker than Lint, so you can get there a little bit faster. And
Lint has no misty step to get on the roof, so he has to physically climb onto the roof.
Yeah, it just takes half movement usually.
Rain's jacket would
you can
probably
climb.
be a bit flame retardant, so they could smother out the fire by like throwing their jacket on it and
Yeah,
stomping
so-
on it.
Yeah, Lint's also going to find water, like for a bucket of water anywhere.
Are you gonna get a bucket of water and climb?
Interestingly enough, there is water in the church right now.
Oh, don't say it's in the font.
It's holy water.
So
Ah!
here's the thing. You wouldn't know this technically, because for you, it's for you specifically, Lynn, it's just water.
Mm.
And that is actually the truth. This is just water.
Mm.
Father Lucian is usually able to bless water to make it into holy water, but he has no powers right now. So right now, he's basically pretending to these commoners that this water is holy, just to keep them calm. Because he has no powers right now. So just something to bear in mind. So there's not much water available. But you can get like a bucket, at least.
Yep.
You bring it all up. People are definitely like, that's holy water, why are you taking it? As you get to the roof and you join, you see Yegos's rat swarms just down. You see Davy just putting their hands in the flames as it's slowly picking out.
No,
Like,
no,
you're going through this today.
no. I'm just like, I just had the picture of these two characters, Rain and Lint, getting up to the roof. And you see Davy with her hand in the fire. It's like, ooh, and it's going down a little bit.
It's
but then you just see
scorching.
a tsunami of rats self-sacrificing themselves to get the water.
Yeah.
Another day in Barovia.
Rain's just gonna be like, what the hell are you two doing? Davy, get your
Stopping
hands
the
out of the fire.
fire.
Why are your rats sacrificing themselves?
It's fine. They are very good at reproducing.
Your sacrifices will not go in vain, brothers.
That is not what I needed to hear on the roof of a church. Davy, get your hands out of the fire.
Yeah, the movement in the mantle is definitely what you think it is.
It is bubbling. It's like it's almost like there's water in that mantle and there's bubbles. There's
Having an orgy in my mantle.
They are, yeah, they are. Yo,
Lint is gonna
get that
take
production
off.
going, you know?
Lint's gonna take off his coat and then like dip his coat in the bucket to kind of soak it to make a fire blanket, and is just gonna start like putting the fire out, like flattening it out.
We're not gonna do any rolls for this,
No.
because I feel like
Intelligence roll.
yeah, I think with the combination of your minds, I guess, and the rat orgy going on, I think we need to just say that it's weird how you do it, but you do it. you do manage the flames.
No one just has like, shape water. No one has a gust of wind.
Just no one has. I love shape water so much, and wow,
this character wouldn't need it. I know, I do too.
Right? It's so good. But I will say this: the moment you are putting these flames out, Yagos, you feel a wave of energy, which you did not realize until this point, that you had been feeling since you started living under this church. One of the reasons why you decided to make a combination here. This wave of divine energy. You feel in yourself, you still have this urgency of what the fuck's going around you, but there's a little bit more strength behind it too. The thing that you were missing, the reason why when you took that short rest earlier that something happened to you, the thing that was helping you through this has returned. The flames finally die out.
Did Father Lucian get the bones?
Yes, I threw him the bones.
Then it is done.
We did it.
Just about, yes.
I should go check and make sure everything's okay.
Yep, you do that.
I feel like we should all get off the roof.
Yes, that is ideal.
Davey, you especially. Get off the roof. Get off. Come on. Like,
Okay.
everybody off.
Stop touching the embers, Davy.
She's just gonna jump off the roof.
Yeah, but
No.
there's definitely damage on the church. Won't take too long to be fixed. You don't have to fix it, you lot. It's just something that can be done in the process of the game. So you make your way down. Where do you go? Do you go?
I go back into the church to go find Father Lucian, and if he's not up, I'm going to go to where I know the bones are.
Yeah,
to go.
Father Lucian is back up. It took you a while to do the fire at the top. So Father Lucian had time to go down, do this ritual to make sure that these bones are now back in place correctly, with maybe some measures to make sure it doesn't get taken again. And you walk into the church, and he is calming everyone down, and is in the beginning process of continuing his sermon for the people of Vallaki, his children, if you would, who he knows needs some kind of reassurance. And as he is continuing this speech, you see that his shoulders are starting to square up again. The confidence in this man is back. And he sees you come through, Yagos, and while he is still continuing his talk, his speech, he sees you and gives you a nod in appreciation of what you and the party have done.
He will see Father Lucian and the folks in church, and he knows that not to disrupt anything unless it's an emergency, but seeing that everything's fine right now. Excuse me. Oh my god.
Gonna make me yawn? How dare you?
Seeing that everything's fine now, and seeing the nod, he just kind of gets kind of like adorably giddy, and like nods back, then looks at the others and says, "We shouldn't disturb, but I think everything's okay. Thank you."
Here is Irina.
Irina is actually part of the ceremony right now. She's in one of the pews. She's watching. To be fair, when Rain burst in, I don't know what she would have reacted like. I think she would have actually helped Rain out a little bit and just calmed other people around her. So yeah, I think Irina would be in the church.
Maybe sort of waves at Irina.
I think because she understands how important people of towns calmness is, she will just give that nod of approval and actually mouths thank you. And for the first time, Davey, and you're insightful, you see her shoulders relax and a breath just takes over. She just slumps down as Father Lucian speaks words of a person called, I believe it's the Morning Lord, I believe?
Yep.
Where the fuck that is to Davey, doesn't, that's something. The Morning Lord. It's a funny name. But yeah. You guys are right now standing at the back of his church. What do you want to do? It is dark outside now. The sun has set, especially when the embers took a fair bit to simmer down. So what do you want to do?
I will say, just for tiny thing for Lint, is that this is the first time he's taken his coat off. And his coat is incredibly long, that covers like just about halfway down his knees. So anyone who does glance over at Lint, if they do, would probably see that he has a very short and stumped tail. Like, just like loosely swinging like at the back of his legs. And if they look closer, they'll notice that like it looks like his tail was longer, but was cut in half and is scarred very badly all the way up along the side of it. But he's so tired. Like, this has been one fucking hell of a day. So he doesn't really care. He's just standing there, like, with his coat over his arm, just, like, trying to take deep breaths and calm down after just a really bad day for him.
Yeah. I get it. I'm going to say that you're not trying to hide it, so everyone can see that if they want to. You could see it, but you don't have to actually do anything about it if you don't want to. It's up to you lot. You do see it, but it's up to you.
Rain would take note of it, but wouldn't mention it right at that moment.
Absolutely.
I think Diegos definitely also sees it, but he doesn't. Someone having marks and scars, that is like the absolute least of his worries.
Yeah.
Even more so, if anything, he would stare at the marks.
Oh, interesting.
Just kind of like cock his head and just kind of take it in, to maybe see if he can like ascertain what they are.
You can make what would this be?
Medicine?
Medicine?
Yeah.
That's about the body?
Are you just talking about the body?
If it's just the marks on the tail,
yeah,
If it was injuries, it would be medicine.
You can take. There's quite a few different roles you can take. If you're actually trying to ascertain like what they are, regarding like what's the better term now instead of race? Everyone, what is it? Is it heritage? Is that
heritage, species, but lineage.
Lineage. Let's say lineage. I like lineage.
Yeah.
So you can.
I think he'll finally. I think there's two different parts, right? Yeah. I think one of them is actually looking at Lint fully and wondering what they are. Yeah. Because the more I think about it, he doesn't know.
Yeah. Lint comes off across as like a very, very jaundicey, sick-looking elf. Like, and that's
Mm.
about as it. But there are traits here and there that makes you feel like, no, he's not. He's not an elf. He's something else.
Yeah.
But also he, for reasons, doesn't really know what an elf is.
That's fair.
Mm.
That's very fair. You are isolated, so that makes
yeah.
sense.
So yeah, I think there's definitely a role to understand what they are now, seeing the other parts, and then a further look to see like what some of those marks are and etc. Just try to like, because now he's curious.
I'll say this actually. I want you to roll a d20, just whatever it is.
12.
12. If you want to apply any of your skills to that role and make sense to your character, I'm gonna say as well, if it is pretty good where you might have an idea, I'll give you a reason why you would actually know that. Because even though your character's isolated, you do speak to people. You do speak.
Yeah, I speak to people and stuff. So I
Muriel.
think, if anything, sorry, I'm just like looking.
No, this is cool. I like this because it's establishing your character anyway. So I think you taking time here is perfectly understandable.
If anything, I would personally say, and I'll let you choose.
Sure.
I would either say, medicine, because of this is the body.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a body is made of parts.
Yeah. Okay.
And that aspect is something he knows, at least has a good understanding of. So it's more of a what. I'm trying to say this without going into spoiler territory.
I'll say this.
If it were applied to someone else, what would they receive, right? So what is lint?
Yeah.
That's why. So I think it would be medicine or
Yeah.
nature.
Nature is the one that I would lean towards personally.
Okay. Can I guidance this?
You can, if you want.
He is actively staring. And again, whenever he uses guidance, because guidance is verbal and somatic.
Yes.
He's definitely kind of just like whispering, but he's more whispering to the rats.
Oh.
And the rats are all just like, there's a bunch of them that are just like. So whenever you see guidance, you just notice a bunch of eyes pop up.
Ooh, I like it.
For sure.
Yeah, I like it.
It is very clear that he's doing something.
Yeah.
Well, great, that's a 4. So that puts it to a 17 for nature.
So there's a couple of reasons why you would know or have heard of this, these people with heritages. You know that they would have originally came from a different place as such. Uriel has given you stories of different adventurers that might have popped into Barovia. They have described people who lean into this kind of thing, ones with tails, what are multiple shapes at the end. You would also know that from where you are from, you've seen tails before on people. The word tiefling has been said. Maybe this is the first time you've sort of put them together as something that originated from the lower planes. Lower planes for Yegos, I don't think would have been said. I think the word would have just been a different place.
Yeah.
But I personally think for Yegos' understanding, the name Tiefling would definitely pop up. A lower place, I think, would be a better way to describe it. And it's not in a negative tone.
Yeah.
Like, we're saying lower, but that's literally just from the, if you would, players, the circle, right? The wheel. But yeah, tiefling is something there. You rolled. That's a good roll, in my opinion. So how you discovered it is you've seen those parts before, and Muriel has mentioned the name tiefling before.
Gotcha.
That's a very long way of getting around it, but I like it.
Character. Great. Yeah. Yeah, he is there for a while. That is you are from beneath?
Then just kind of looks over to Yegos, like slightly confused. Is like, how do you mean exactly?
You have tail.
Oh, scheiße. And he puts his coat back on.
No, you don't have to put it away. It's interesting.
His own tail whips a little bit from side to side.
Yeah.
Lint sees that and just kind of like cocks a small smile at like Davy, and then just looks at Davy's like antlers, and then just kind of dicks his head like slightly, just to kind of like make his hair fall a little bit further over his head.
You're like me.
Sort of. And he puts his hand under his hair and moves it back, and he reveals like very heavy blackened scarring and a very raw lump of like very raw keratin on his head of basically what looks like a scorched horn that's been like burnt off of his head.
I've never met anyone like me.
No, a lot of others like me have never met one that looks like me either. A pretty terrible excuse for one of us, hey?
Who did that to you?
Nobody important.
Fair enough.
I've seen tails before, but not like that. Well, I don't think. It's nice. Does it help you?
Sometimes, in balance. Helps a bit. I think the best example for this is Davy, really.
Sometimes I carry things with it.
I think I've lost the important end of mine to be doing that kind of skill. But that's impressive.
I'm curious, is Davy carrying anything right now?
I think she's carrying the doll.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I love that.
I've had tail once, but not last long.
Fine. Seems like you have a lot of skills in transforming. A bit like Davy, too.
I have all kinds of tails.
I guess yes, I have ways of becoming more, or letting those things be the focus. I try to hold it back. A lot of people don't like it.
I think it's fun. I wish I could go all wobbly.
It's not the best all the time. I am one of the only ones who can actually control it, but I still struggle.
Maybe sort of looks to Rain. Do you have a tail?
No, I don't have a tail. I'm a little jealous right now that I don't have a tail, because the more I look at everybody, the more cool it seems. I've got little fangs and I got weird ears, but that's about it.
Does
Rain still have the bucket of water?
Yeah.
It would be empty now, obviously. It's just a bucket now.
Tartar sauce.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wait, no. Rain will take the bucket and put it on their head. It's like, I got a neat hat.
Add that to your inventory. Neat hat, please.
Need hat.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
please, thank
I can't
you.
wait to draw rain with a bucket hat.
Bear in mind, you lot as well, you are having this conversation mid-sermon, so I'm going to say this conversation happened like at the entrance, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Right? You're not going to be, people aren't turning around going, what? Don't
What
worry.
the fuck?
Excuse you?
Excuse me, what the heck? Why have they got a bucket on their head? That's the only thing we noticed, the bucket on their head, nothing else.
Fashion Susan.
Susan. Hang on, let me write that down. Susan is an NPC now.
Susan's now the Karen.
Susan's a big bad guy now.
The Karen of Vallaki, like, how dare you?
How dare you?
That bucket could have been used for something useful.
So, for you lot as players now, you got a couple of options here. It is getting later, right? So, it's like 7 p.m. If you would. You have a few options. One, long rest. Now, to establish a long rest as a group, even though you're able to do a short rest where Yegos's rest place was, I'm going to say it's a bit too tight for an actual long rest, right? A long rest requires, like, comfortable bedding, not just a floor, and that's it. So, just something to bear in mind there. You do have room at the Blue Water Inn as well. I don't think you mentioned that to Yegos at all yet. I'm pretty sure you haven't. What else have you got to do?
Wait, I mentioned what?
No, I was asking if I was thinking if they have mentioned that they are staying at the Blue Water Inn. I don't think they have.
No,
it's not come up yet.
It's almost been action all the way through, so it's understandable. And there's one more thing. Oh yeah, Lint, you would ascertain, like, after everything settled down, with your calculations of very simple math, there are still 2 vampire spawns out there.
Mm-hmm.
Just I want to put that out there so that you lot aren't gonna just forget about it, and then I'm like, okay, what the fuck are we doing?
Didn't Isaac kill them?
No. You killed
In
2.
in the coffin shop there were 6. I think there were 5 empty coffins. So when we came to the church, we saw 3. So there's still 2 more that are unaccounted for.
So if my maths are correct here, and I did this right, I'm going to say this anyway. Now, you killed 2 in the coffin shop. You killed 2 that were outside the church. There were 2 remaining boxes. So there were 6 total. 4 have been taken out. 2 are remaining.
Okay.
Now, I just want to put that out there because if I don't say that and I don't remind you, I feel like I'm doing a disservice to you lot.
That's right.
So yeah. Plus, Lint knows. It's not like Lint would forget.
We should probably go back.
Should do.
Go back where?
We have a place to rest. I mean, it's your decision if you want to come along. I mean, if you wanted to join us for this mission of getting the bones back to the church, well, it's mission complete, so you can do what you want. We're going to head back to the hotel. It's going to come
It's an inn, not a hotel.
Hotel.
Really big
Hotel.
lights.
That's actually hilarious.
It's a skyscraper as well. My God, amazing.
They do have nice beds there, but if you want to stay at the church for the night and then maybe we come back here in the morning after we're all well rested.
You're at the Blue Water Inn?
Yes.
I know people there. I could go, but I do not want to. If you don't have a room, I will stay here.
Of course we have room. It'll be like a sleepover.
I fucking
Okay.
love Davey. That's so great.
I think it'll be better if we all stay together anyways, just in
Okay.
case any of the other vampire guys pop up.
Maybe we should tell our new friend with the cool arm about the other ones.
Who
I don't
on?
know. Isaac, I think
Oh.
maybe means.
Oh yes, Mr. Isaac would want to know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, leave it to him.
I think he'll be fine. He's got that weird ass arm.
Judgmental, but understandable because you saw it eviscerate someone's face. So yeah, I get it.
Also,
You
Rain's
actively
got
see.
on him.
I'm sorry.
No.
No.
I think that's really important. What was that? Sorry, Rain. What did you just say?
Rain's got tea on Mr. Isaac.
Very true.
Hmm.
Yegos, I think that's very important what you were about to say. So if you want to continue
Yeah,
what you
no,
said,
I was gonna say that when Rain says he has that weird ass arm, you actively see him squint.
yeah, it's very important. So I just want to make sure that's established. All right. So the plan is for you lot to go to the Blue Water Inn. Yes.
Mhm.
All right. Irina will stand up from the pews as she would clock that you're about to leave. And she will walk up to any of you and go, "It seems you've done it.
Mhm.
Well done. I'll be honest with you, I had my doubts, but it seems, well, if Evolution is happy, which he definitely seems to, then I'm happy."
It's funny, actually. I told the lady outside that we needed to bring the bones in to keep a friend safe, and she thought that I meant Father Lucian. I actually meant you.
You see, like, as her image has started to soften a little bit. Remember, you've been traveling with her for around about, I think it's a day or two. You have seen that she is quite stoic in nature. She knows how to wield a sword. She is used to kind of looking after herself, right? Taking charge. This is the first time you've seen her relax. And the expression in her face has gone from this kind of cold exterior into a slight glow. And in this moment, Davey, you actually recognize just how beautiful Irina really is as a person. That means a lot to me, Davey. I consider you a friend as well. A strange friend, but a friend still. You have a certain charm about you. If you are okay with this, I am going to stay here with Father Lucian. I feel comfortable here right now. I believe I will meet you in the morning, maybe, at the Blue Water Inn. I'd like to speak to Father Lucian, just to get to know him a little bit better. But please be safe in your travels, and thank you. It's, this is the first time in a long time where I feel normal. And thank you, Yegos. You did not have to join us. You... Well, you trusted these lots, and honestly, I've been struggling to trust them since we started moving. But they came through, and I can only imagine that you were one of the reasons why they were successful in helping Father Lucian. So thank you, Yegos.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that she recognizes that, like, reserved feeling from you. And she just nods. Well, please. You see that she reaches into her side pouch and just pulls out, I think it's going to be 10 gold. And she just passes it over to you. Please, board, food, whatever you need, please, on me. Enjoy your night. Rest up. And I'll see you in the morning.
Is she passing that to me or them?
Them. She
he was like,
just throws coins at you. Hey,
do not
shy
lie.
person. Yeah, she recognized that you were being like offish, so she's being respectful to your space.
Yeah. Like, what is money?
Give this. Take it.
That's scary.
Take it. So whoever takes it will take it. Maybe I think Rain might take it. I don't know. Is that sumptuous?
Rain so far has been keeping the money and like making sure it's divided up amongst
Then you are the
everybody.
coin keeper. Okay, so she'll pass it over to Rain. Actually,
The economist.
Yeah.
Baby's gonna give her a big hug.
You actually catch the hug where she's facing away, about to sit down. So you wrap around her, behind her, and there's this tense moment because even though she is starting to relax, there's still that little instinct, and then she just relaxes and taps you on the hand. Thank you. And then she will, when you let go, if you let go, she will. It's either that or she's going to sit down while you're behind her holding on. So either way, it's fine. So you head out of church. Unless there's anything else you want to do, by the way, everyone, before we do that, just want to double check.
Just want to make sure that we tell Isaac about the 2 other vampires.
Oh yeah, Isaac's outside. You haven't left the church yet, so don't worry. But everyone else okay with leaving the church? Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, as I said, Isaac is currently outside. You see that the vampire spawn are no more. It's just ash on the floor and it's just blowing in the wind. You see that he did take a couple of nicks. He's okay with it. He is currently, I would say he's got to do the cool person pose, right? He's leaning kind of on the side of the wall, where the doors are. So the doors are here, the walls are there, and he's just leaning back with his his axe, sort of just on the side. And
he's gonna give him a healing word.
Oh, amazing! Yeah, he'll take that. Thank you. You see, he kind of wants to like resist because he's casting something, right? He doesn't technically know what healing word would be. So he just sees you casting a spell to start with, and he starts feeling better. So he tenses, and he's like, "Oh, it seems you have done what you said you have done. Yeah, you were going to do."
Yes, so far. I should warn you, back at the Coven shop, I investigated the space that the vampire spawn came from, and I do believe that there are 2 vampire spawns unaccounted for.
2. I will get my people on that immediately. Thank you.
Okay.
Let us know if you need any help.
You have done more than enough, little one. We will take over from here. Please, wherever you go, rest.
You too.
It's going to be a long night. Yegos, I want to apologize to you. I have a duty to protect this place. And Henrik decided to do something that would put the lives of this town in danger. He had to be dealt with. I hope you understand.
He helped take something from the church, and the church means a lot to me, so I understand.
You're a good person, Yegos. This world, good people do not usually get far. But I hope you do too. I hope you do. Now, brings his axe and puts it back over. We have some vampire spawns to get. You would know.
Oh, we found out that some of them, one turned into fog. The big one.
Ludmilla.
Mm-hmm.
That is a concern.
What do you know of Ludmilla? Sorry, but some of us have only just come here. This is a new name to us.
Ludmilla is known as one of the brides of Strahd. From what I have heard, she is the oldest one. Cunning in her ways. I only hear this from the Vistani camp from outside Vallaki. We have an agreement. Although we are not allowed in this town due to the Burgomaster, they will feed me information in exchange for, well, let's just say the exchange is something they care for. From what I've heard, Ludmilla would visit their camp now and then. But the fact that she wanted to plot against the town, that is a concern. We have known peace in Vallaki as such for a very long time. Why has it just started now?
Was it peace or was it just, I don't know, contentment?
Maybe, Yugos. The Burgomeister is proud of what he has accomplished here. He has always claimed that what he does with the festivals is a good way to prevent the eyes of Strahd to be here.
You're not supposed to say his name.
I
think.
was going to say that, but I decided not to interrupt.
I do not care for that rule.
You won't say anything.
And you
Can you
see,
say it?
just not around the people here. Oh, also, and he looks at all of you. Obviously, Bakor's there too. I think Bakor's actually standing the opposite side of the door, right? Because they were dealing with the vampire spawn. Please keep what happened tonight to yourselves. The citizens of Vallaki, they do not need to know.
If they ask, we were just putting out the fire of lightning that stalks the church.
Yes, as you look up and it's quite a clear sky. But it's not clear, but it's like, it's not thunderstorms.
Nah.
No, not yet. Well, good night if you are going. And he has like this moment of, you would know that he's just thinking, where the fuck are those vampire spawns going to be? And that's his mission for the night. Yeah, that's his mission. First things first, I will go back to the coffin maker's shop. Good night. And he'll just start walking away.
Good luck.
You too. You see that there's very much this focused determination right now of this place needs to be protected in this moment. Yegos, you would know either through your own experience or hearing other people stories or people literally just telling you. For most of the Burgomeister's what's the word? It's not reign. Reign seems a bit much. But since he has been taking the place of Burgomeister, there are people in Vallaki who...
His term.
Thank you. Yeah. There's people in Vallaki who actually do believe that these festivals that he hosts do actually make a difference, because throughout his time here, there's never been a report of Strahd ever being in Vallaki. The fact that Ludmilla, someone who is connected directly to him, was in Vallaki is the concern. A lot of people don't like the festivals, but you would know they have to go. It is, you have to go, or else you will be basically known as a conspirator for Strahd, right? But yeah, it's weird. Even though it's kind of archaic in nature, there's might be some truth to it, at least. Who knows? This is the first time it's actually happened where someone directly from Strahd is trying to infiltrate Vallaki, is what I'm trying to establish in a long fucking winded term.
No, I got you.
Okay.
Which could hint, I mean, he's not intelligent. He just
it's more because you've been around.
Because you've been around.
Yeah.
But it's hinting that things might be shifting behind. And
1,000%.
Or, yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
You can have insight into this town. Let's say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
City-wise.
City-wise, yeah.
Well, if we go to the inn, that is someone I would want to talk to. And then we can sleep, or I don't know if you all have sustenance or things, but we could head that way.
We have lodgings in the place there, so we can eat, and we have rooms. We can ask for an extra bed for you.
And
I'm happy to
food will
sleep
be
on the floor.
us.
I don't need the bed. I sleep. I like corners.
Okay, we'll
Oh,
find a
of course.
comfortable corner for you.
There's at least 4. That's so sorry, everyone. That was a terrible joke. Anyway, so you make your way across town. Everyone, real quick, make a perception check. Real quick. This is at disadvantage, actually, because it is getting dark. And dark vision gives you dim light, blah, 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 blah. So,
Really? Because I just rolled a nat 20.
I'm
what
sorry.
a fucking waste of a nat 20. I also rolled a nat 20.
Oh my God.
22.
22? Yeah.
That's a disadvantage. Yeah.
Okay.
24.
Still great. Rain, 11. Perception is just not your thing, Rain, unfortunately.
Well, I got a 22, but we're rolling a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did you have to say the disadvantage?
I'm just paying attention to the environment, all right?
Yeah.
So
And I should ask, because I think it's just something for our clarification. And if this is fine, if this is your ruling, that's fine.
yeah.
In Barovia, when it's nighttime, is it pitch black or is it dim light?
I would say in Barovia, at least, I would say it's pitch black. Yeah. You definitely get, well, you get like moonlight, maybe.
If it's
But-
constant mist, then you could argue that it's like a deep mist that light disperses so much that you can't see solid objects.
It's kind of like that. By the way, Vallaki does have torches and everything like that as well, but they are.
Are we
kind
just
of
trying to
close.
establish like at every night, are we gonna be walking in actual darkness, or are we gonna be walking in a perpetual dimness?
Yeah, I think darkness at night, specifically because, well, the will of the world is putting that into place, that there is advantages to
Okay, no,
creatures.
that's
so yeah.
totally fine. I just wanted to confirm, are we gonna be
Absolutely.
walking in dim light or darkness? Because they just help. All right, thank you.
Absolutely, no problem. So that's
Oh,
important.
well, if that's the case, then almost all, I mean, unless I denote otherwise, you see, I need to figure out their names now. I need another one. I have Orville, I have Wilbur, I have Amelia. I need another. I need another flyer, another famous flyer.
A famous flyer.
Yes, I have Wilbur and Orville. I have Amelia. I need one more.
Top Gun references, everyone. What's a good one?
Who's the pilot that's really famous in St. Louis?
Oh, that's a good question.
Hey, can we do that outside game?
Hang on.
Sorry, no. This is important.
I'm
This is
calling it
important.
right.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. It's
Lindbergh.
important. Lindbergh. Thank you. Yes, Charles Lindbergh. I knew that. So Orville, Wilbur, Amelia, and Lindbergh all start floating up as my dancing lights.
Nice. Lovely.
Because if darkness, then that just helps with that will at least make the area around us as we walk. That makes it dim light.
Dim light, yeah, it makes it dim light.
Yeah.
So then if you have dark vision, because it's dim light, we treat it as bright light.
Very true.
So, at least in our space. So
yeah,
that's all right. I just wanted to do it. All right. Thanks.
No, that's okay. I love your energy
you.
today, by the way, Omega. It's
Yep.
so...
I don't know how, because it is
it.
fake from the caffeine, like I said.
So you make your way through the town, and the most important things you see are guards have started to disperse around. They are checking different doors, checking the houses, shops, all that kind of stuff is happening right now. At the same time, there are some guards slowly starting to get set up for the next festival, which is not tomorrow, it's the next day after that, but we want to get a go-ahead on this anyway. Because regardless of what happens, the guards would... You don't know what they know, but it is basically established like the festivals happen no matter what. That's the most important part. So, yeah, that's the most important thing is you lot see with those perception checks. There is hardly anyone else apart from guards that are on the streets. You... Okay. Yeah, so you make your way across safely. Taking in the environment. There's no one in the stocks either. It's kind of settling, right? The last time you went across, you were sprinting for the church because of some shit was going to go down. Now it's more of a, your bodies are starting to settle. The adrenaline that you all had from the fight and long day has finally hit you all as you find yourselves at the Blue Water Inn. I'm assuming you go in. Who goes in first? That's important.
Rain's got the money.
True. Very
So
true.
if anybody needs, if we need, I don't remember if we paid for the rooms already. If we need to buy food at a specific spot.
I believe the first day you did. Yeah, I believe the first day you did. So, as you, hey, do me a favor. Could, you know, Yegos, because you're connected actually with this, could you roll me a d20? This is just to establish who's going to be like on bar. 10 or under.
8.
Perfect. I was going to say it's going to be Danica. So you all work your way in, and Danica is there, and they sort of just welcome you in. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Looks at you, Yegos, in a very, like, very motherly way, you know? Yegos, my dear. It's so good to see you. You've made friends, I see. Well, I'm assuming, unless they have followed you, obviously, but you came in not first, so it kind of makes sense. Oh, good. What can I do for you all? Tell me what's happened. How was your day?
Lint just kind of looks around at everyone who's like slightly scuffed
Oh, yeah, you
and
lot are-
battle
you're
heavy.
still
And
fucked.
Davy's not looking that good with burnt hands as well.
Yeah. Oh.
So we just reached the bar and I just look at Rain and said, should we just have some kind of alcohol to finish off the day?
Yes. Yes, we should.
Of course. Absolutely.
You and
It's
I should
been-
have alcohol. And looks over at Davy and it's like, baby, not all of us.
Sending you a quick message just to confirm.
I'm literally looking at Discord right now.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
answer to
okay.
that is
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I was like, I just want to confirm. All right,
No,
great.
You're fine with that. Totally fine, yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, Danica will actually look at you, Yegos, and go, Yegos, if these are your friends, are they?
Mm-hmm.
Then they are guests. Please. I treat you like I treat Yegos. Don't worry about payments. Enjoy drinks. Enjoy food. It's on us.
Thank you. That's very generous of you.
You see her turn around and go, like in this booming voice, Erwin! Like in this loud ass voice.
When she says Erwin, you all see Yego's eyes just like pipe up. He is getting like, almost like too excited right now.
Yeah.
He's like,
Erwin, we need food. Food for 1, 2, 3, 4. And she counts. Wait, how many is it? 5, right?
5
Yeah.
per call.
They're not there still. 5 guests. And you just hear like this really like distant voice. Okay, dear. That's it. As Erwin is making food up for everyone, you put your orders in. You know what? Keeping it basic, players. What would your food be? If you can think of like home food, what would you actually have? What would your characters have? If it's something that makes no sense in the world of Barovia, at least, you gotta think real like farmer stuff, right? But tell me, give me some meals, you lot. Let's establish some stuff. So, who wants to go first?
Roasted fish.
You can get that. Yeah, you can get that.
Yeah. Like Rain would eat like the head and eyes would still be on, and they would eat it and pull out the spine.
Jesus. Yeah. I think Danica would look at you when you asked for like the entire fish and nothing like else. She'd just cock an eye a little bit and go, "Of course, yes." Shakes her head a little bit. Cool. Anyone else? Tell me what your go-to food would be for your players or your character. Sorry.
Whoever goes first.
Yego's wants dried meat. He's not used to. Let me rephrase that. Hold on. He would either want raw meat or dried meat, not cooked meat.
Is Yego's okay with wolf meat?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And if there's any, fruits, not really, but
Not
like if there's
really.
anything, specifically like seeds,
Oh, seeds you can get. Yeah.
a lot of seeds.
Yeah, seeds. Yeah. You got the what's the thing called where it's like a trail mix kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, that.
Yeah, you can get that, and she would know exactly what you like as well. And because you're you, Erwin would have absolutely put more in than is needed. Erwin hasn't come out yet, but that's what will be happening. What else do I need to say about that? Oh, something to establish actually. The wine, if you're going for wine, that is actually in extremely low supply. If you do ask for that, she will oblige, but you do, as we established, like when you first met her, there's a little bit of like a okay, oh shit kind of thing, you know? So if you want wine, that's yours. But there's something to put out there. Okay, Lynn, tell me what. Or Davey.
Lint's probably starving. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy to eat quite a lot of carby stuff, but he does. So anything that's just like thick with like potatoes and bread, he'll happily have. Doesn't need to have meat in it.
Yeah, that's absolutely
Like obviously, any vegetables that's going, he'll have.
There's stew as well, so you get a nice hearty warm meal as well.
Yeah.
Again, Vallaki is cold, right?
Yeah.
So
and this,
something there.
and this rare time because Lint has not really drunk this entire time, but he asks for like a shot of what is the strongest alcohol and just one serving of it.
I'd actually say vodka here for this
Yeah.
one. There's potatoes available, so we'd definitely be able to make vodka.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So he just asks for that, and that's the only thing he like drinks.
that's fine. Yeah. Davey.
Rain will do a shot with them.
We cheers.
I think Davy is naturally a hunter, sort of a forager and a scavenger, but I think that here in this setting, they would look at what everyone else is ordering and then order one of each of those things.
That totally makes sense. Yeah. Which one do you think Davey likes the most in that moment?
I don't think Davy would have ever had cooked fish before, so I think they would be very excited about that.
Rain's willing to share.
After like a quick as they reach for the food. Yeah, absolutely, that's fine.
They would also get a shot if everyone else is having one.
After you consume, and you all enjoy.
Yegos has had alcohol.
Yep.
I think he would be.
Yep. Oh,
Bacon would have the wine.
Omega, did you get my message in Discord just to let you know? Don't worry about it. Just please. Thank you.
Yeah. Here you go.
I love all this like secret messages, please. Thank you. There is a crackling fire in the inn right now as you enjoy whatever has been presented to you all. After a bit of time and cleanup, Erwin will see all of you. I do need to do something actually. Okay, this is to do with rolling. I like this kind of random stuff. Lynn, roll me a d20, please.
Okay. 4.
4. Okay. So, amongst the in the inn, sorry, you are the only customers apart from 2 others. There are 2 male presenting figures sat on a table, and they are drinking vodka as well. They are gruff looking. One is slightly balding. Both of them have scars on their face. And one of them has, I believe it's like etches in their eyebrow. I can't remember the exact number, but there's quite a few etches there. You see that they are draped in wolf pelts more than anything. And you just see them, I would say, depending on if Yegos is focused on that or not, but Davey, with your high insight, you would see they do look a bit disappointed. Like, the disappointment is there. They're sort of drinking through some sorrows right now. Yeah, that's just want to establish who is in that room with all of you, where you're eating and all that kind of stuff. So, Erwin, at this moment, will come out. Immediately sees you, Yegos. Immediately. Just so I'm establishing this correctly for Yegos, because it would make sense that he would know. Is Yegos good with Erwin embracing them, like a hug and all that?
Yes.
Kind of stuff? Just making sure.
As a matter of fact, Yegos would almost like break and go, attempt to go hug Erwin.
And
you all know that he doesn't do a lot of physical touch. So
yeah. So there's this moment of like, it's like a collision of caring for each other happens as Erwin, who I mentioned that when I first established Erwin's look as having like a beard like mine, but he doesn't. He has a much fucking better beard. His beard is full, and there's like gray streaks in there, like almost like you get like a paintbrush and just go straight down, as he is covered in flour and meat, trying to like clean up after himself as much as he can, but he's done a rush job because he wants to see Yegos. So Yegos, as he hugs you, there's a little bit of meat that gets onto your clothes, and he's just like, Yegos, my boy, and he gives you like a little peck on the top of the head as well, and just proper squeezes you the most he's done for a while, because it's been a while.
He would feel the hard back.
I'm not to judge. How are you, my friend? Good to see you.
And just as a note, he would know that that's not normally there.
I would say he has not seen that one. He's not there. Actually, I think as well, he call you son, not friend. Just saying.
I have friends, and I did work. We got the boat. We helped the church. I'm doing good.
I'm so glad. It's so wait. And there's this moment of realization of he sees that you have all been in a scuffle, right? Yegos, sorry, everyone. Just give me 2 seconds, please. Yegos, please, with me. And he's going to take you into the kitchen area. Which,
The
please.
they can come with.
This is between me and you, Yegos. I apologize for your friends, but this is important.
Oh. Okay.
Rain's gonna give a hard squint.
Lint is like
Hard glare.
Lint on seeing like that very like loving embrace between like a fatherly figure and a sonly figure, like immediately looks away and just like sulks his head and just like immediately kind of like avoids all eye contact.
Davy is looking between Lind, who's avoiding eye contact, and Rain, who's making very serious eye contact and just looks confused.
Very different reaction.
Wait, how did I react right now?
Davy's like one eye's this, and then one eye's like looking away. Amazingly. Yegos, you are brought into the kitchen. As you know, this kitchen is a fucking mess. Erwin is a passionate cook, a very fucking good cook, but not organized in this way. He is very much the artist of expression through food. Yegos, my son, it's wonderful that you have made friends. You need to tell me what happened. And he is like this. He loves you, as you know, but now this is a case of, hey, tell me.
Well, they were at the orphanage, and I was with Muriel, and we found out there was like some kind of magic or something that was causing people to get hurt and die, and then we found out that someone stole the bones from the church. We went and got the bones back. Mr. Isaac killed Henrik for their actions. And then we went to give the bones back to the church. And then we ran into one of Mr. Strahd's wives. And we hurt her.
Immediately, his face goes kind of pale when you mentioned that you hurt Strahd's wife.
And she turned into like a fog and something, and now I'm worried that VALLAKI might be in danger or something.
Hand on the shoulder in a calm. My son. And he's just trying to find the right words to, as a father would, when, a parent would, not just a father, when their child, in their mind at least, made a mistake, how do you approach that moment of, in a loving, caring way, how do I establish that a mistake was made? And
how do I reprimand without making it seem like you did the worst thing in the world?
Yeah, so Yegos it turns and goes, Did Ludmilla see your face, Yegos?
I think it's fair to say yes, because I scratched her very good.
Okay.
But she would try to hurt the church, and I didn't want Father Lucian to get hurt, and the bones were gone, and she wanted the bones, and this was like an attack.
You know our ways, Voyegos. We do not get...
I couldn't let them just hurt everyone.
I understand. Muriel at least informed me that you have saved the orphanage, but I had no idea that it was connected to them. And there's this moment of shit.
I think this is a con save.
Sure. It's all lovey-dovey.
Nope.
Laugh, okay.
That is a 9.
Fuck, dude. Could you? I think was it a D6 I asked you to roll?
D6.
Oh, a D6, please.
That is a 1.
A 1. Did you roll a 1 before?
I've rolled a 3 and a 4.
Amazing. Let me just double check.
You keep putting him in stressful situations.
Yo, you know why? You know why he's saying this.
It's your fault.
And you are out of the church's range, so this would count. Yeah. You know when I mentioned like there's things that could help you in certain situations last time if you transform correctly? This is the one what I was mentioning. Without a better way of saying it, you feel your palm on both sides, actually your palms, the skin begins to split as you see a paw emerge from your palm. Very much a cat's paw. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's okay. Calm down. I'm sorry, son. You just wanted to do the right thing, yes?
Are we in trouble?
I will make it my duty to make sure that does not happen.
No, I don't want you to get hurt. I will fix it.
We will not get hurt. It's fine. Breathe with me. And he like takes you through you're used to this routine of the breathing. Now, I am sorry for mentioning this to you. We need to make sure that we observe. We are observers, Yegos. We should not get directly involved, especially against Strahd. I do not blame you for what you did. You are a good person. You are passionate. I do not want that to change. I will keep an eye on everything, Yegos. I will get our connections out there. Thankfully, more than likely you would just piss Ludmilla off. If that's the case, we should be okay. But if you said that the church was in danger and you prevented the deaths of people in VALLAKI, then that is something you should be happy about. I am sorry that my own concerns were trumping yours. It will be handled, Yegos. It will be. You did what you could. And in the end, you saved people. Directly saved people. And it seems you've made some connections too.
You see him like kind of like looking around, looking back at his paws. What are the paws?
They are
Just
cat
so I write it
paws.
down.
Let me give you the thing. This is my favorite one I put, okay? And I want you to roleplay this, okay, as well. For 1 hour.
I think I wouldn't.
Oh, true. You do get a climbing speed. Same speed as whatever you have.
Okay.
At any time during the hour, the cat paws will attempt to knock an item out of your hands or off a random surface. My choice.
Ultimate cat.
Yep. You can the cat paws. You decide what they look like. By the way,
Yeah.
that's totally up to you. Okay. Well, for now, I will send some ravens out there just to make sure that everything is okay. The most important thing is the people in Vallaki are safe. The people in the church are safe. Father Lucian is good. And that is a good thing, Yegos. You did good. You did good. I promise you.
Okay. Do I have to leave Vallaki? Because I will if it means you all don't get hurt.
No. No, dear. You stay in Vallaki as long as you want. If you want to live here, if you want to live in the church, it is your home. For years, I have had to make sure that our people are safe. And that is all you're doing as well. The grand scheme of things, Yegos, is to end Strahd's tyranny. We tend to do this in the background. We've done it for many years. And we have not been successful. We have changed plans. We have informed adventuring parties. There's this moment of like trying to work out in his head what is the right thing. And he just whispers to, well, says it quietly to himself. Maybe we do need to be more direct. Yegos, you are one of the strongest people I have met. If you are to protect your home, protect the people here, protect me and my family, protect Muriel, and the keepers as well, maybe the time is now. Action. The party you're with are capable, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Then we may need them. And they most likely need you. Vallaki will always be your home, Yegos. Always.
You 100% see a tear come down his eye because he is scared. He's not scared of like Erwin.
Yeah.
He's scared of having to leave.
Yeah.
He really thinks he did a bad thing now.
100%.
And he's just like,
this may trigger events. But in the end, for those people out there, they probably would have triggered it themselves. So maybe it's a good thing that you're there too. Yegos, my dear. You can do whatever you'd like. If you feel like being with them is how you protect this land, is how you protect your family. Maybe you could be the one to actually make a difference.
he's like gonna immediately just like run in and like wrap his arms around.
Yeah. Erwin will embrace. And this is a way tighter one. This is not from a place of just love. This is a place of love. You are insightful. But this fear of putting someone, allowing someone who he cares about the most in potential, probably real danger.
Mm-hmm.
And as this anxiety wells up within him, it settles into trust and letting go. And for the first time, with the knowledge that you did this thing, you came out successful. You saved people. It's the first time where he feels like he does not need to protect you anymore. You pull away and you see that he has tears coming down his cheeks, and he just wipes them away, and he sort of fall into his big fucking awesome beard. Yegos. Does Yegos like sweets, like treats or anything, or is it just usual like food? I say usual food.
A treat for him is anything that's not scraps.
Okay.
So I think he doesn't have like the connection that we have to like, oh my god, we got a nice piece of candy and it just feels good.
For sure.
I think it's the level of like anything that, which is why he specifically requested dried meat or raw meat. He's never gotten cooked meats, like, cause that's a delicacy. So I think that level of So yeah, the answer is yes, but it doesn't have to be like a sweet.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So
something that has care to it is what has, yeah.
Yegos, whatever you do in the morning, if you are staying, if you are leaving, I promise you this. You will wake up to the finest steak you've ever had. And I'll cook it a little bit this time as well. It's very good medium rare, my friend. Now, you have friends to speak to. I am proud of you. Go. And you will see him turn, and as he's turning, he just sees the pots, and he's like, ah, fuck. And he just continues washing the pots. While this conversation was going off, was there anything you, 3, technically 4, would have been doing?
Lint would have immediately got his book out, and he doesn't have much energy because he's very tired, but he's just like making like as much meticulous notes as he can, like literally not even bothering with grammar and punctuation, just bullet pointing everything that has happened today. And then just like kind of as he writes down like the final like battle with Ludmilla, he just kind of leans back, and the whole time he's writing this, because everyone now knows he has a tail, as you realize that there's a constant tapping noise, almost like a metronome, and that's his tail like just tapping as he's concentrating. But then he leans back after writing about the thing with Ludmilla and just goes, "We're in trouble, aren't we?"
That just clicked with you?
No, I mean, well, we're already in trouble literally walking into this town, but we're in big, big trouble now that we've done something significant to the devil of this place.
You're not wrong.
It's not going to be easy. Not that it was easy before, but it's going to be harder from now on.
That's not something I'm super concerned with. Are you? And also, actually, while I have you, I have something that you put in your book, and Rain's gonna take out the drawing that they found of Isaac and lay it on Lint's book. Scary drawing from a kid of him. So
you see, what you see is a piece of parchment of a child's drawing. Of to when you first look at it, it looks like you know when a child will draw something from their like nightmares in, like, you know, when it's horror movies and all that kind of stuff, very much like that, right? But you see it is a figure with a demonic arm, and then Rain would establish, in their mind at least, it was Isaac.
Okay. So, well, I already made this assumption personally, but obviously Captain Isaac is not to be trusted.
Sorry, but he does not give me the safest feeling.
Yeah, I think him disintegrating the face of another person gave that impression that he's not somebody who's going to be taken lightly.
Yeah. I'm kind of worried that he might end up being some of the trouble that we run into.
I feel like it is more just headstrong responsibilities in protecting VALLAKI, which means if we do anything that seems like a risk, he's going to be the first person to turn on us.
Exactly.
So we need to be very careful of not only what on earth is going to be sent after us for killing a bride of this monster, but also if we do anything that indicates that we had anything to do with these monsters, probably not going to be good for us.
No.
We need to be careful around the festival in a few days. Although I get the terrible feeling that something big's going to go down.
Well, at least we'll have time to rest before then to prepare for it the best that we can, anyways.
Yes, we need some surprise stocking up.
I went to the
Davey?
store last time and that sucked, so somebody else is going with me this time.
To be
I look at
fair, that
Davey.
wasn't an
Davey?
asshole. that dude was.
Yeah.
That dude did suck.
I just look over to Davey.
Store.
Yeah.
His nephew was a delight.
A good
was good.
person.
We could get some investigations around. We need to definitely see if any progress is made about those vampire spawn. I feel like we could encounter them at some point. Let's hopefully do that before they cause any more trouble. We also are at risk because I saw the missing persons posters, and Davey is responsible for one particular missing person. So if that crops up, we need to have some kind of story that matches so that we aren't caught out as suspicious in that.
Oh, I don't think they're gonna find him.
But that's the point. They're not going to find him, Davey, so they're going to know what happened to him.
Well, how can they know what happened to him if they don't find him?
I mean, good point, but they'll want to know why he has not shown up. And if they ask you the question, what's the first thing you're going to tell them when they say, do you know what happened to this individual?
I think he fell into a lake.
There are strange creatures that live in water, so it would make sense that he could potentially have been taken and drowned by somebody. I mean, look at this. And then Rain's gonna pull up part of their jacket to show claw-like scars. Be like, that's just from a siren that lived in shallow waters, like an adolescent siren. So a full-grown something could have easily dragged him under and drowned him or ate him.
That is a good
That's
point.
really cool. What's a siren like?
Well, they're beautiful, and their voices are something that can hypnotize you and make them easy to control you. If you hit the water with them, you're dead, essentially. They're very fast. The ship that I used to work on was called the Siren's Bane because the captain had figured out a way for us to sail past the sirens, being unaffected by their voices. So if there was an overpopulation or if there was a particular siren that was causing a lot of problems, we would usually track them down.
I wish I could hear a siren song.
It's very beautiful, but also scary because usually it means guaranteed death.
Most things that are beautiful are scary too.
It's interesting, Rain, because before what happened, there was a spellcaster on your boat, and with a conversation with the captain's orders, they got into a routine where, upon hearing immediately the song of a siren, the spellcaster would cast silence as a way to prevent the siren's charming songs hitting anyone on the ship. And it's through that your ship was quite successful, because sirens would bring those in, but some of them would protect treasure. So maybe that's one of the routines you really got into.
Yeah.
If you're okay with that, by the way, because I'm making that shit up on the spot, but you know.
I think you can read my mind. I feel like that fits exactly with the story.
Cool. Good. I'm doing my job right. Is there anything else you want to do before you start to settle into your sleep?
I don't know if Viegos wants to rejoin us as we're having these conversations.
I think Rain wants to check in with him and see if he's okay.
Yeah, Yegos would have just come out of that as you told a little story of your fleet.
And really quickly, I would say that as I'm starting to leave, I would turn around and I would say to Erwin, I know that secrecy is important. The 4 of them you can trust.
If you can trust them, Yegos, then I can too.
They haven't been scared when I have shifted, which tells me they are not like everyone else.
That's good. You'll do well with them. You will do very well with them, is what I was trying to say, but mumbled it all.
Okay. And as I'm leaving, because at first I told you, all of them are going to get names. You see one rat go to start helping Erwin, and yes, their name is Remy.
Yep.
Hey!
I love that.
When they arrive and as you start to head out, you do see Owen go, Remy, hello, and you just notice that he's patting the head, and they just start doing magic in the kitchen, and it's pretty wonderful.
Just start eating all the scraps off of any of the plates and stuff.
There's somehow a strawberry there and then cheese, and then it eats, and then there's this explosion of flavor, and all the rats that are in your mantle get fucking jealous. You find yourself back into the tavern area, and yeah, you finish your conversation as Yegos arrives.
You kind of see him walk back up. I think he probably not like, how some people, they like straighten up and don't reveal what you were. I don't think it's that concise, but you definitely see him like wipe his eye and like kind of just like dust off and like it kind of scurries back over to you. You also now see his right hand seems to be like a Black Panther paw. And the other one's like an orange tabby.
Oh,
Aww.
To establish it, because I want to be real creepy with this, Omega, your other hand is still there. It is this.
Oh, it's like... Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
So he has 4 hands right now.
Yeah.
But like they're like connected.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm like trying to picture. Can he still use the normal hand?
Yeah. But the cat's paw might get in the way. It's a cat.
Oh my god. Okay.
He's gonna be like,
noted.
hey, you good?
And then he definitely is like hiding that. I thought it was like his actual hand.
No.
But then it's like, that's kind of weird. It's like I'm
Hey,
okay.
Ghost, everything going all right?
Mm-hmm.
How did the conversation with your friend go?
It was good. Just filled them in on some things.
I've noticed that it's frowned upon a lot here to stir the pot. Are you in trouble for helping us?
I don't think there is any problem with pot stirring. That's how you cook food. But no, not with him. Well, he was worried.
We're also kind of worried, but I think we can bullshit our way through this.
It's worked thus far. Should work continuously now.
As long as we don't run into any more goddamn spider webs, I think we'll be good.
Don't speak too soon.
Sorry.
I assume like the food and stuff has been brought out.
Yeah. You were like mid-meal when Owen actually got you, so your food is still there. Just to let you know, maybe a couple of your rats are still eating as well.
100%.
They would have snuck away from you at least. So yeah, you can finish your food and all that. And I believe, oh my god, I just forgot the name. Oh god, the wife's
Danica?
name. Danica, thank you. Yeah, I believe Danica would clear your plates and then just ask, so are you all staying for the night then? Yes?
You'll have us.
Of course. Egos? The usual room? Or would you like to stay with these?
I think I'm going to stay with them.
There's this like lightness in her face when she hears you say that. That's good to me.
We can build pillow forts.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, you'll enjoy
He
it,
can teach you.
Egos. It's very good. It's very good.
Okay. Like you see him like go to grab his water, and you see the two floppy cat hands. Just
As you reach for what am I rolling for this? Because I got this rule right, and now I'm like, how the fuck do I make it a mechanic? I'm gonna roll a d20. Okay, it's gonna be they roll really well. So as you reach for the glass, the paw goes, and in the back of your mind you hear meow as it pushes the glass and it smashes on the floor.
sorry, that was not my and you see a couple of rats immediately start grabbing all the pieces as he's mage handing the glass pieces.
Davey takes their glass and knocks it off the table too.
Rain's gonna just slide their
No,
empty glass off.
No. That is.
Tanica's
I
watching
push
from a
my
distance.
glass over to Davy.
Davey knocks that one down too. I like this game.
And
It's all fine, Digos. We're all friends here.
Danica
Rain's
just
gonna quietly put money up on the counter just to like pay for the glasses
everyone make
and for a little bit
everyone
of the
make an
food.
insight check, please, real quick. And Yagos, you don't have to roll. You know what the fuck's happening here.
10.
10,
20.
20.
22.
Rain, is that like the highest insight you've ever rolled
Hey,
in this
I
moment?
came here to have a good time,
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm
true.
feeling a little attacked right now.
You immediately feel the burning stare of Danica just looking at you, smashing glasses on the floor. And she just stares at you. And then slowly, Yagos turns to you in this. The fuck?
And Rain's just gonna hold up a little sack of money to cover some of the food and the glassware and be like,
It's not the money, dear. And she takes it gladly. It's finding the glass blower for it. But she still takes the money gladly.
He looks very, very not, embarrassed is the wrong word. He thinks that they are about to get just attacked for this.
Yeah. You see Danica as the smashing was happening. She there's this little hand what's going underneath the bar, reaching for something.
Like just the rats now have just like this is a freaking OSHA violation at this point. Just all the rats just start trying to clean up all the glass as much as possible, finding a place to like throw it away, and then coming back. It's like we should go to the room.
Yes, go to your rooms, please. I don't like to say it like that, but go to your room, Yagos.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. She's just.
I find she's more angry at us, Diego, so don't worry.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
Yagos, you would know Erwin is like a kind of a free spirit, but Danica's the only reason why business is still going on. Because she's the bookkeeper.
1000%. Oh, I know. That's why he's like freaking out.
Yeah. So, after some smashes around, don't smash the plates, but you make your way to your rooms. Is there anything else you would like to do before you all finally take a long rest?
Rain is gonna stand awkwardly and quietly next to Lid's bed and just sort of stand there like they want to say something, but they don't know how to ask.
Lynn's just gonna, he's gonna like make preparations for bed, and with every like stop he goes towards something, he just kind of glances over at Rain like, is it something you want? And with no response, just continues nervously his route.
Rain's gonna like lean back and forth on their feet for a second and be like, hey, Lynn, I'm gonna ask you a question. You're not allowed to ask any questions. Can I sleep under your bed? It's just it's more familiar to me to sleep in like a dark kind of enclosed space. I've been having a hard time sleeping with nightmares, so I was wondering if I could go ask Davy to I guess.
I only have one question, which is, would you like a pillow?
Yes, actually. Thank you.
Okay. He gives his pillow to Rain and then just kind of hops in bed and then just kind of feel free, and then just lies on the bed.
Gonna slide underneath the bed quietly enough to where it's weird. Just like
it's just like fine.
This may as well happen.
This may as well happen.
Anything else for anyone else?
Davy's making a pillow fort for Yegos.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're gonna set up all of the pillows and blankets and like put up sticks and stuff, and then use Druidcraft to create this like mossy texture around the pillows and like have vines climbing up parts.
Amazing. Is Yegos helping with the fort?
I don't think he knows what to do. He's just watching.
Okay, cool. That's fine. You see.
By the end of it, it's more green than it is pillows. But you see they sort of like crawl into like the darkest little space there, and some like mushrooms start to grow out of the moss as well and create this like just tiny little bit of light.
I like it.
It's almost like home.
Did you grow up in castle?
No, silly. I grew up in the swamp, I guess.
Swamp had castle?
Well, anything can be a castle if you know where to go, what to make.
There is big castle, but we don't go there.
Mm-mm. That's where the devil lives.
So what do we go inside here? Or?
She sort of pats one of the little mossy place next to her.
You like go in and like plop down, just. It is enclosed. I like the vines and stuff.
I do too.
We don't have a lot of this in Barovia. Everything is like dead.
Of course it is. But it's in the dead plants that the best mushrooms grow.
Weirdly wholesome.
I don't know what I'd do if all the trees were alive, then where would I sleep?
You seem to have a connection to, I guess, the stuff that other people would deem to be scary, like death and stuff.
Death isn't scary, silly. Some of the best things happen after death. Like mushrooms.
Where I come from, we don't really know what happens next. We just exist until we don't anymore. kind of just used, but not like worked, but
Have you
we
never
don't
seen?
really.
Have you never seen something die before?
Oh, I have. We, my people don't last long, typically. So I've seen a lot of death.
After something dies, the flesh begins to rot, and then the worms have something to eat, and then all of these fun little plants start growing. And then eventually it's it's like you have a whole new family. They will sort of take off their cloaks and show their rotting, decomposing arm and all of the mushrooms that are growing all the way up to almost their shoulder. See? Why would I be afraid of that?
I guess that's fair. I guess where I come from, we have no reason to be excited for what comes next because we don't really know what our purpose is while we are alive.
But isn't that beautiful? If you don't know, you can find out.
I guess that's what I'm doing with you all. Trying to figure out what I am supposed to be. I won't keep you. I do seem tired. But thank you for showing me your castle. Perhaps I can one day show you a little bit of where I come from.
I would love to see your castle. Davy sort of starts to nestle a little bit more into the boss and very quickly falls asleep.
Immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Been a long day.
Yeah.
I think for a moment he's just kind of like looking at it, admiring, and it's not like in a
I
like a deeper way, but like there's just a level of like he just learned a life lesson that he wasn't expecting to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of just like sits with that for a moment, and then he'll crawl out, quite literally crawl out, and will like just look to where Rain and Lint are for a moment, but then he will go to a corner and kind of like do the thing that cats do, where they kind of like go around a circle for a while, and then find a spot, kind of curl up, and then all of the rats will kind of like come out and like surround him, and like almost become like a connected comforter for him. As he falls asleep, while Priyat is just like alert, just like watching.
Just
Priyat doesn't sleep. Yeah, they are the watcher at night.
That's fine.
Lintz just takes a quick look around at everyone, guessing that like Bakor would probably be not the only other one to like lie on the bed.
Yeah.
Just like with that, and he just looks around at everyone's like he knows that Rain is directly underneath them. The little moss fort that's been made in the corner, which is Diegos just makes like a century of rats as he sleeps. I'm just like, this is oddly nice.
Yeah.
Oddly calming.
I love that.
I would say if you look at Diegos while he's passing out, going to sleep, because his, for lack of a better word, his guard is down. Not only do you see the 2 extra cat paws, you see, actually you would see his back seems to be like almost rigid, almost shell-like.
Yeah.
And then around his neck, you see like these vertical lines that you are a wizard, you're intelligent, you have history. They seem to be gills. And those gills start to actually almost like, when a scar heals up slowly, then becomes back to a normal piece of skin. You actually see that happen like almost like in the span of like 10 seconds. But the shell is still there and the paws are still there for now.
Full disclosure, Omega. The 10 minutes. Sorry, the shell only lasts 10 minutes. So we'll just.
Oh, okay.
But
The shell's gone. Sorry.
Yeah, but we'll say though there's still like the lines from them on your back, if you will. So we'll say that for now. Because I like what you said.
I miscounted that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that
you're
makes
okay.
sense.
You're okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. After a while, Lint just kind of smiles and then nods off.
As you all go to sleep. Peaceful for once, in a sense. You will all be taking your long rest, so you can do that on D&D Beyond. Okay, so you can breathe a sigh of relief. Apart from Yegos. Here's what's going to happen here. You are going to take a long rest, however. Yegos, as you feel the comfort of your swarm sort of just envelop you and embrace you, and you fall into darkness. When was the last time you took a... You actually have had a couple of days, maybe a day, where you've had this nightmare pop up. They only started popping up when, now you figure it out, the bones were taken from the church. And you're not at the church. But you found comfort, at least, in that moment, surrounded by these weird friends of yours. But let's get into that nightmare, shall we? Yegos, as the night... I pay attention. As...
That is so ignorant! Oh my god, continue, sorry.
You're okay. You have had this nightmare happen over and over again. This recurring dream in the darkness. As you find yourself lying down. And everything is kind of a blur. Above you, standing over you, are these huge figures. You don't hear the words they say because you don't understand what they are saying in this moment. You just hear the tones. It's like... And it is panic. They are looking at you in this panicked moment. As you feel your heartbeat weak. Slowing down. You don't know if it's crying or desperation from these two figures. But then another, even larger figure stands above all of you. You see the arm, but a hand on these two figures' shoulders. Again, you don't understand any words in this moment. As this creature, this thing's arm reaches out to you and puts their hand over your chest. From this hand, a light glows and enters your form. The light starts to spread and almost encompasses your vision. But the thing that really pops out for you in that moment is your heartbeat goes from dying to boof, 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 boof. And this white light goes across. then you find yourself in a slightly different time, further through your life. As you see yourself in a building, familiar to you, very familiar to you. And everything is like, it's like someone had a paintbrush and painted shadows everywhere around you. And you see a group of figures shadowed in different forms, humanoid in nature with different appendages in other areas. You can't quite make out exactly what they are, apart from a few things you notice. In this shadowed form, every one of them have their eyes bright through this shadow, and their smile just going across their face. And you hear the laughter of children directed to you. And then the final part of this nightmare. The two figures that you have now recognized from the first part are hugging you, crying. You're in a state of confusion, but you're going to be listening to them because it is the best thing you can do right now. As they embrace, here goes my dear. You need to go. You need to run. This is no place for you. Go. As they carry you outside a door. We love you. Door closes. And in this panic, you start running. You run and run until you start to become tired. And in this confusion and desperation, it is only then when you discover the ability to start shifting your legs. And the reason you can move so fast is because you wanted to get away from there as fast as you can. You go into the woods. You as a player can determine how long you were in those woods for. But then there's this one moment, and you don't know why, because this doesn't usually pop up. It doesn't usually pop up unless you are within the church having this nightmare. But at the end of the dream, you see a girl with a blue streak in her hair. Just goes, hello. There's this intense light that you actually feel comfort from as it kind of radiates from this girl. And your dream comes to a close. And you wake up. You do not have to roll this right now. But everyone finds themselves in the morning. You've all taken a long rest. And we're going to do something here, chat, because I want to finish this stream here. But there's something I want to do. By the way, Goss, thank you for sticking with it all the way through. I really appreciate it. And I'm happy that you stayed, actually. In the next session, we're going to establish what you say. When you come down, have food and all that kind of stuff. So RP will be happening next session, right? But there is something that actually happens before you go down. You get a knock on the door. You hear the voice of Danica. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Lint gets up, being the only one who's good enough to get out of bed instantly. And just like opens the door ajar, just peeks out and says, yes?
I have no other way to say this. These are for you, apparently. And you see 2 envelopes. One is... One has the symbol of the Burgomeister of Vallaki. Yeah, I guess you would know that. The other has a wax seal with Strahd symbol imprinted on it. And we'll pick it up next week. Hey, good job, y'all. That was wonderful.
Neither of those are good things.
Oh.
We're fucked.
No, Rain has a history with letters,
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
why
on.
I'm so glad you stayed for that.
Just immediately, Lint just turns back to the bed and just shoves him under the bed.
Just Rain's like glowing wide eyes underneath, be like, that motherfucker, give me.
We'll put it up next week, y'all. Because then I can actually write what's actually in the letter, because I didn't have time today. Good job, y'all. Great job. Really good RP.
Nice.
Really nice to see everyone RPing today. Oh, and the power is off in Naomi's room.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yo, good job. That's all I can say. Thank you so much for playing. Thanks for sticking around. Anyone who's in chat. We've established a fair bit of lore. We did a little bit of background for Jaeger's, sense at least, because I wanted to make sure you had that opportunity. But yeah, great job, y'all. It's nice to do just full-on RP, and that is it sometimes. Next week, you're all going to die, but that's fine. We're going to see you all next week. Thank you all so much for watching. Please use the Pally command. I did not mention this before. By the way, make sure you let me know if I forget that stuff. Please shout at me, because I need to make sure I say that at the beginning. But thank you all so much for watching, and thank you so much for playing. It's always a pleasure, guys. And yeah, that's it, everyone. So from me and all my wonderful players, we will say goodbye. Goodbye!
Bye.